Everyone, good morning. I just wanted to share for everyone that is interested on the case of Gus Lamont. There's a bit of an update from DailyMail Australia. You can follow their page. I'm just going to share the news with you guys. There's no news actually, but they do a great job. So I just wanted to share with you what they've done. It's very important that we spread the awareness, but that's it. It's a short live. Hey Janet, how are you, sweetheart? We listen to this. See how we go.
Gus's grandmother realised she couldn't find him.
So this is the Daily Mail in Australia, okay? It's a news. They've got a website, they've got a bit of a YouTube channel, but also the newspaper, you know? Yeah, not bad, sweetheart.
Gus's grandmother realised she couldn't find him. After a week, police said the search would be scaled back as hopes faded that Gus would be found alive. But in a shock twist, and more than a week later,
this is how
police said they would resume search activity at the family station on Monday. It's so remote. It's basically tumbleweed country. It can be almost a scary place. There's been no sight of the boy, alive or dead. It's raised so many questions about where he could be. I'm Carly Smith for the Daily Mail. I've been in the South Australian outback for the last couple of days, and this is what we know about missing 4-year-old boy August Gus Lamont.
It's actually, she does a good job. Me either, I couldn't watch it, I was feeling sick, but she does a good job. Touches other areas. Because she was there, she actually went there.
The facts are as follows. At 5:30 p.m. on September 27, Gus's grandmother realised she couldn't find him. He had apparently been playing in the pile of red sand out the front of their homestead just half an hour earlier. With the sun starting to sink, concern quickly turned to panic, and for the next 3 hours, the family frantically explored their rambling homestead, shouting Gus's name into the twilight. Darkness fell, and around 8:30 p.m, they called the police. This station is nearly 350 kilometres north of Adelaide. It's so remote. It's basically tumbleweed country. It can be almost a scary place. It is very, very isolated, and it is down a really rough and tumble dirt track. The police searched for Gus for a week. There were huge air and land searches using airpole drones with infrared sensors, the SES and Indigenous trackers. Police divers searched the dams in the area. Every morning, convoys of trucks negotiated the 40-kilometre dirt road from the windswept local town of Yunta. Yunta boasts 2 petrol stations, a pub, a post office and a police station. It has an official population of around 60 people. But despite the vast, flat, featureless landscape surrounding the property, there's been no sight of the boy, alive or dead. It's raised so many questions about where he could be. The only trace of Gus found was a single footprint discovered about 500 metres from the homestead, and police have since cast doubt on that. After a week, the police said the search would be scaled back and have pretty much given up hope of finding him alive based on medical advice.
On Tuesday night, senior police spoke to Gus's family and prepared them for the possibility that we may not be able to find him alive. And this is based on scientific advice, professional advice that we get about how long it would be possible for a 4-year-old to survive in that terrain with the weather conditions and the clothing that he was wearing at the time. Whilst we've all been hoping for a miracle, that miracle was not eventuated. And in the last 48 hours, despite the professional advice, it being unlikely that Gus would have survived, we're confident that we've done absolutely everything we can to locate Gus within the search area. But despite our best efforts, we have not been able to locate him. And unfortunately, we are now having to scale back this search for Gus. We won't stop. We will continue to investigate and follow any lines of inquiry that we currently have.
I visited Oak Park Station last week. The property was so quiet. There were no sign of any police operations. The Defence Force, the SES and the Indigenous tracker teams had withdrawn from the area as far as we could see.
Let's talk about him.
I know it's hard, but they actually a lot of news went there, and apparently the grandmother spoke to the DailyMail. Not that she said anything, but the tensions were raised, I think, with the father of Gus because the grandmother is transgender. But yeah, it's a hard story to follow. I just report what's on, I don't speculate like some people do, but it is strange that the family hasn't come forward. But I suppose they're keeping away. I don't know. It's weird.
Who happens to be a transgender woman, spoke for the first time.
Hey, Joe.
Despite the police scaling back their search, she told Daily Mail the family are continuing to look for him. We're still looking for him. You can't help. We are still dealing with this. The family have urged volunteers to stay away from the property and not help with the search. Even if people are well-meaning and sympathetic, they just want peace and quiet to try and work out for themselves what's actually happened. But in a shock twist, and more than a week later, police said they would resume search activity at the family's station on Monday. In a statement, police said there had been regular and close engagement with Gus's family, who were continuing to assist the investigation. The family has faced intense scrutiny online, from questions about their absence in the media to criticism over sharing just a single photo of Gus nearly a week after he went missing. Since being down there in Yunta, I learned more about the family. Grandparent Josie Murray lives with Gus's other grandmother, Shannon Murray, and the child's mother, Jessica, who also resides on the property where Gus went missing. Josie is understood to be Jess's biological father. Josie's wife, Shannon, is Jess's biological mother. Locals say Josie transitioned somewhere around 2015. Citizens of Yunta speak highly of the Murrays. Shannon's late father, Vincent Pfeiffer, who ran the farm until his death sometime in the early 2000s, was a famously tough individual who survived 3 years in Japanese prisoner of war camps during the Second World War. Gus's father, Joshua Lamont, lives 2 hours drive away from the station, 100 kilometres to the west, in the farming community of Belaley North, near Jamestown. Josh and Jess remain a couple, as we understand it, but a friend told me that Josh does not live on the station because of clashes with Josie. Josh is said to be furious about the little boy going missing. A friend told me he doesn't think it's safe for the kids to be out there. He thinks it's dangerous. We've been told Josh only found out that his child was missing when police woke him up at his Belaley North home hours after Gus had vanished. You could see 2 child's bikes sitting under the veranda at this home, and Josh is visibly heartbroken. It's a truly tragic incident. Jason O'Connell, an SES member for 11 years who covered more than 1,200 kilometres as part of the search, told media last week that there was zero evidence the 4-year-old boy is still on the property. After days of hunting for the boy, he and his partner Jen were surprised there were no birds of prey circling overhead, which might have signalled a possible body. No birds of prey means he's not there. It's just wide open land. There's really not much out there, and I'm surprised because we just didn't find anything. He's not on that property. A host of outlandish theories involving everything from wild animals to disused mine shafts have been raised and then discounted. Crocodiles, which inhabit the more tropical northern regions of Australia, are not found in the south. Gus is too big to have been taken by an eagle, and if he'd been attacked by a wild pig, searchers would almost certainly have discovered evidence of a struggle. Local topography, meanwhile, makes it almost impossible that a stranger could have abducted him, which is another one of the theories going around. The nearest major public road is the Barrier Highway, a desolate 965-kilometre stretch used by long-distance truckers heading to New South Wales. But to reach it, Gus would have had to wander around 48 kilometres on his own. Police divers have searched every pond, dam and water tank in the area, and although some think Gus might have fallen into a well or a mine, None has been found within several miles of the property. Meanwhile, a false claim featuring an AI-generated image was shared more than 24,000 times on social media, alleging eyewitnesses had seen a boy matching Gus's description with a man. There are precious few naturally occurring sources of food or water, and it seems unlikely that a 4-year-old would be able to survive such conditions for any significant period of time without help. The mystery of Gus Lamont's disappearance has yet to be solved. However, the chances that the little boy with blonde curly hair and a Minions t-shirt will be found safe and well are, sadly, getting smaller with every passing day.
That's it, guys. There was a little bit of news, and I thought I'll share it with you because she does a good job. Straight to the point, and that's it. That's the end of it. Today is Tuesday in Australia, and there is zero news about the little boy that went missing, and that's it. Nothing to report.
It takes 90 seconds for this NASA
But it's
engineer.
important that, we just follow what, what's been happening, and if there's any good news, I'll put it on. You can go and follow the DailyMail. The local news as well is a good channel with straight to the point news, I reckon. People complain no matter what, No, not really. No. We haven't even seen them. They've got photos of the dad. Maybe they snatched photos, or they have photos on the internet about him. But no. There's some investigators that have, retired cops and stuff that have actually nah. We have that story that Dingo took my baby, and it was proven that he did. I believed it because I've been, always camping in the remote areas. Yeah. And I've seen dingoes in parks. And when dingoes are hungry, they just go hunting, and they don't know, if a child is, they don't have any conscience. So, if they're hungry, they just grub. So, nah, nothing, zero. The only person that actually spoke out, it's a retired detective that was involved in the William Terrell's case, disappearing of the little boy, and he spoke to Channel 9 News and gave, his view, but I think that, I don't know if it was him or another copper that believed the mum, and then ended up that the parents were involved, and I think he lost his job, but I can't say that it was him, You know what Australia is like. It's hush-hush when it comes to anything to know about, I came across some news because I'm on YouTube, but I don't watch mainstream television. I avoid it like a plague, I watch the rugby when it's on, or motorsports, but yeah. There's a story here I can share with you guys about the detective that spoke.
South Australian police are hoping new drone footage could hold clues in the disappearance of 4-year-old Gus Lamont. To break it all down, Gary Jubilant, the former lead detective in the William Tyrrell investigation, joins us in the studio. Gary, good morning to you.
Sorry, Gary has his own YouTube channel as well. He does good stories.
This case is so disturbing. I'm sure you've been disturbed by it, as everyone around the country has. But there's no trace of Gus at this point. How does a 4-year-old just disappear?
Well, they are very rare. cases such as this, children disappearing at that age is a rare event. What police would be looking for is, has the disappearance been a result of wandering off, misadventure and getting lost? Or is there some form of intervention involved in his disappearance? It's now been over 10 days. It's a remote location. It looks, from all intents and purposes, an extremely thorough search, and they've found no clues at this stage.
So what would police be doing behind the scenes now? I mean, again, no one knows this better than you. What would police be doing?
Well, I'm heartened by the fact in the last media release by a Deputy Commissioner in South Australia Police, they said they're running other lines of inquiries concurrently with the search for the missing person.
What does that mean?
They're looking at all options. So whether it's, what they've got to establish is, has Gus disappeared through misadventure, or is there some form of intervention? Now, that human, even in that such a remote location, I would imagine they'd even consider wildlife, some involvement there. So they're looking at all options, which I think is quite... the fact that they're doing that, I think lessons perhaps learnt from the William Tyrrell investigation, where the whole focus was on finding the little boy lost. And the investigation wasn't started immediately.
So if you're looking at that case now, what would you do differently from a policing perspective than you did with William? I know it's very difficult to draw the comparisons, but what are some of the things that you would be doing right now?
I think lessons have been learnt with what happened with William. The focus was on looking for a little boy lost, and invariably that ends happily and the child's found. What I'm seeing now and what I'm reading between the lines with what South Australian Police, they're looking at the other possibilities, that there was perhaps intervention.
So it's difficult for the families involved and even for the police.
It is a difficult one, and I should say that the Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner has also come out and specifically said the family are cooperating with police in every request made of them. It is difficult. People want answers. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on the police heading up the investigation, and from what I can see, they're throwing everything they've got at the finding out what's happened.
Baffling, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, and hopefully they get answers sooner rather than later.
Indeed. Good on you, Gary. Nice to see you. Thanks so much. Jane.
That's it.
This brilliant device keeps your home cool in summer.
Give you a little bit of understanding, but yeah. Well, that's it from me today. I hope you guys have a good day or night. Everything. Dogs. So the police had dogs. They had Aboriginal, Indigenous truckers. They're brilliant. They had the Defence Force. They had helicopters. They had, you name it. And they couldn't find it. So what happened is they stopped searching about a week ago. And now they started again on Monday. And today is Tuesday. So apparently they went out there. So we don't know anything, but I thought I'll update you a little bit. You guys have a good day. Washing to do. I did mine 3 days ago, but I'm sure I got more to do. How's work, Joe? It's so good to see you guys. Hey, babe. How are you, life artist? Yeah, we missed you last night. We had a live, and about 19 minutes into the live, I played a few news bits that some are very good and are very feel good at the story at the end of it. But yeah, I couldn't sleep, so I slept 6 hours, so I feel a bit better today. A lot of coffee, I think. When you can't sleep at night, I always can. It was just that I had a nap and couldn't sleep. So, and then I had a coffee. But I can sleep even if I drink coffee. I was watching a bit of the live before I put it on, and I noticed when I touch my shoulders and my neck, it's because I have degenerative disc disease in my neck, and I'm always massaging my neck. So I was talking on camera and touching my neck the whole time. It's because, you know, you do things like when you're sore and you want to massage your neck. Hey, Hoki, good to see you, sweetheart. I hope you have a fantastic night. It was just a lot, you know, really short live, 20 minutes on the update on the little boy, Gus Lamont. They went missing 2.5 weeks ago now when there's no news. But the Daily Mail did a fantastic, just to the point, a story, you know, that it's easy to read, listen, and it's done. And next, you know, so you can rewind and watch it, or click on the Daily Mail and go and watch it over there. It's good news source, you know. All right, my sweethearts, I'm going to have a quick shower and try and start my day because it's 12 o'clock lunchtime, so it's probably good to have some lunch as well. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon, my beautiful Janet, Hockey, Jar, Life Artist, my beautiful, and we should catch up soon, okay? Love yous. Bye.